it is quite natural to think and hope that things were different, but this mindset is only going to make you more anxious. Among all the uncertainty that is surrounding us right now, having an element of certainty is going to help you get control over your anxiety. Whenever I'm like in a bad situation, I just go back to that dialogue, and if I translate it loosely, it's been a couple of months since we have been dealing with the coronavirus outbreak, and the uncertainty of when this is going to stop and when life is going to go back to normal can trigger anxiety for a lot of us. A lot of us suffer from anxiety disorder, which is quite a common mental health issue, but dealing with something uncertain for a very long time can make it worse for those of us who already suffer from anxiety. So today I'm sharing 10 tips to deal with anxiety that can arise because of the coronavirus pandemic. The first tip that I have for you is to accept the present situation. I know that it is quite natural to think and hope that things were different, but this mindset is only going to make you more anxious. Whatever is happening right now is a fact, so instead of fighting it, be present and accept the situation as it is. This is the first step that you have to take towards easing your anxiety. The next thing that I want you to do is to know what you can and can't control. Mostly, what we feel anxious about are the things that are completely out of our control. This COVID-19 outbreak is out of your control. The increasing number of cases is out of your control. So instead of focusing on what you cannot change, no matter how hard you try, just focus and divert your energy and attention to things that you have control over. So things like self-quarantining, social distancing, maintaining proper hygiene, disinfecting your home, and disinfecting everything that comes from the outside into your home. All of this is in your control. And speaking of things that you can control, you also have control over your day. So I highly recommend that you create a routine for yourself. Among all the uncertainty that is surrounding us right now, having an element of certainty is going to help you get control over your anxiety. So develop a routine for yourself, decide what you're going to do when, create a schedule for yourself. You don't have to strictly abide by those schedules, you just need to have a rough idea of how your morning is going to look like or how your evening is going to look like. Well, speaking of morning and evening routine, I highly advocate including some sort of mindfulness practice and meditation in your morning routine or in your evening routine. When you practice meditation, you feel this inner calm and peace, and it's an amazing way to center yourself. And when you're feeling calm, peaceful, level-headed, it's impossible to feel any kind of negative emotion like anxiety. Because they're opposite energies, both of them cannot reside at the same time. And to practice mindfulness, you do not have to do something super dramatic. Something as simple as relishing and savoring that first bite of your meal can be so helpful. You know, nowadays it's become so common to just have our meals and food right in front of a screen. Like, I get it, I understand it, because I also have this bad habit of having my food while watching some series or while watching a movie, and it is a really bad habit which is so difficult to break. But I've been practicing really savoring the first bite of my meal, like feeling its flavor hit my palate and taking a moment to really experience the food that I'm about to eat, how it smells, how it looks. Just including such micro mindfulness practices, they're going to compound over time and give you amazing results. I just mentioned a couple minutes ago that when you are feeling something positive, when you are experiencing a positive emotion, you cannot experience something negative like the anxiety. And something that works wonders and puts you in a really positive place is practicing gratitude. I have been keeping a gratitude journal since the past 3 years now, and I cannot explain what a difference it has made in my life. It not only helped me have more of a positive mindset, but it also helped me appreciate things better, be more optimistic, and stay equanimous even in difficult situations. And if you don't believe me, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna believe your favorite stars. I'm gonna tell you about a few. When asked in an interview, Selena Gomez said that her favorite word is grateful. Chris Pratt that lists down things that he's grateful for before having a meal. Emma Watson makes a list of 3 things that she's grateful for in the morning and 3 in the evening. Oprah Winfrey has maintained a gratitude journal for years, and she lists out 5 things that happened that day that she's grateful for. When you're grateful for what you already have, you eliminate worry and you shift your focus from what you do not have or what's not going right to what you do have, and you feel happy and content. Okay, tell me, what's the first thing that you do when you feel stressed about something? You isolate yourself. I have seen people going to extreme extents to isolate themselves by uninstalling social media apps, by deleting WhatsApp, by switching off their phone just so they stay away from everyone. But guess what? This emotional isolation is not going to help. In fact, it is going to make things worse. And that is why, especially amidst this social distancing, it is so important to be social. It is now so much more important to stay connected with friends and family because we're social creatures, and when we stay in touch with people, we stay sane. So pick 3 people that just uplift your mood and make you feel so happy, and then either text them or call them or have a video chat with them. Okay, how many times have you said that you want to do something, but if only you had more time in the day, or if only you had more hours in the day? Well, guess what? Now you do. So pick up a hobby or work on a goal that you've been putting on a back burner because of lack of time. You might have to still study or work, but you save so much time by not commuting to the college or to the office. Use this time wisely and work on something that ignites passion and joy instead of splashing yourself with negativity. My next tip is to reduce screen time. I know it is important to stay updated, but this constant talk 24/7 about the coronavirus outbreak on the news channels, on social media, and everybody that we talk to, that makes our anxiety worse. So to stay updated, check reliable resources like WHO and CDC, and instead of spending a lot of your time getting updated about what's happening around the world, see what's happening locally and see if there is any new guidelines that are being released to stay safe. I would suggest dedicating about 5 to 10 minutes twice a day to stay updated, and then utilize the rest of the time to do something productive and fun. By the way, if you need any ideas on what you can do during self-quarantine, then make sure to check out this video where I have shared 45 things that you can do while you're at home social distancing. Well, having said all that, we cannot ignore the fact that we are mere humans and we are feeling beings. So feeling all kind of emotions, whether positive and negative, is completely natural and important. So my next tip is to give yourself permission to worry. Suppressing your feelings is not a healthy way to deal with an unpleasant emotion. The productive way to deal with something that lowers the vibration is to express it and dump it all out. The best way to do it is to allow yourself to feel that emotion and then journal it all out. Like, write down everything that you're feeling, everything that's in your mind, and dump it out on a piece of paper. I am so sure that you're going to feel so light and better afterwards. You can also call a friend and talk about all this. Just find a way, a medium to just let it all out. And this does not mean that you're supposed to just sit and sulk all the day. Give yourself like 15 minutes to do this. Dump out and let out all the negative emotions, and then go back to step 1, accept your current situation, and then work on the things that you can control. Something that we lose out a lot on because of anxiety is sleep. So focus on getting a good night's sleep. You need it now more than ever to keep yourself and your immune system healthy. If you're finding it difficult to sleep and you see that your mind is drifting in a lot of different directions and it's being inundated with a lot of negative thoughts, then I would recommend that you do meditation right before you go to sleep, because it will help you calm your mind and slow down those thoughts. You can easily find a lot of meditations on YouTube that can help you slow down your mind and have a good and quality sleep. Another thing that really helps is going screen free half an hour before you go to sleep and using that time to read a physical book of your choice. You know, there's this dialogue from a movie, God the Secreto, which is basically a remake of Bruce Almighty, and there's this one dialogue from that movie which stuck in my head, and I just go back to that dialogue again and again when I'm facing something which makes me feel low, which is whenever I'm like in a bad situation, I just go back to that dialogue. And if I translate it loosely, it says something like this: there's a good thing about bad times, they too pass, which basically means that the good times didn't stay forever, they ended. Similarly, this crazy, chaotic situation that we are going through right now, they too are going to end, and then the good times will roll right back into our lives. I'm sending loads of love to all of you. Please take care of yourself and remember to cherish this present moment, because we usually forget about cherishing the present as we are too busy working hard. Now is everything. I love you all so much, and remember, this too shall pass.